chasing a road to glory, driven since I was a child.
If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, work day and night for it.
Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. I'm trying to finish off a course to get a designation. Well, it's really to renew a designation. So hopefully I can get through that this morning. Have success principles to facilitate this afternoon. So excited about that for our book club. And then have an interview at 2 o'clock and one-on-one coaching, of course, with new hire Peter, and do some role play on marketing this morning as well. So hope you're all doing well. Let's get at it. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're doing great. Got here about 7:15 here to the office. So be able to get some planning done for the day, start executing the moment that around 7:45 hits. So that's always good. Get about 15 to 30 minutes of just kind of organizing things, making sure that I'm running down the right track. So it's kind of one of those ready, fire, aim scenarios. I find for me when it comes to coming into the office, very, very beginning, I want to be able to make sure that I kind of write down the few vital things I need to get accomplished that day, today, and then I can move to the next. So going to be heading out, stopping in some businesses. I'm going to make some phone calls as well, record those. I want to be able to get someone to sponsor me for clothing. So I'll make up posts, I'll tag them in on the post, tag the location, and then in turn, they give me suits and shirts. Let's see what we can do. Sherm's out. I'm just going to do a little practice here. I'm a big believer in role play and practice when it comes to speaking and talking in front of a group. And so today, every first Friday of the month in 2019, we have book club. And so one of the things I want to do in book club, the first book I wanted to go through was Success Principles by Jack Canfield. Saw a lot of value in it. So here we are in May, and we're starting our session number 4 here. So January was our kickoff meeting as a team, and then now we're jumping in. This one is about taking actions. So it's about chapters 13, 19, 20, 21, 22 from the book Success Principles with Jack Canfield. And again, as a reminder, the booklet that he gives online is for a facilitator. It's called the Success Principles Instruction Manual. And so this one we're going to talk about in section 4 is taking and sustaining action. Today, one of the things that we're going to review is how many of you have been doing your affirmations? How many of you completed your vision board? And so let's go around the room for the last month. What have you gained? What have you learned from our meeting last month? One of the things that I'll share with you is making sure that I am specific on knowing exactly what I want. At the same time, was able to accomplish something that was on my vision board and on my list of all the goals that I like, life goals that I wanted to do. So let's go around the room, see what's going well. Next is, and let's be honest, I'm going to say this statement, and so it's one of not negative or positive, it's a non-emotional, and it's think to yourself, how many of you in the last 30 days have been consistently reviewing on a daily basis their affirmations and visualizing those affirmations? And again, no judgment here. I'm going to tell you that I myself have not kept on top of my affirmations and my visualizations on a daily basis. It is something that I'm committed to do this upcoming month. When it comes to setting goals, affirmation, and visualizing them, we must make sure that when it comes to having them in front of us, that we review them, we reflect upon them, we take the time to make sure that we're involved with them. So one of the things it talks about is making sure that those items are in front of you and they can be referenced on a regular basis. One of the main questions here is, what makes people win? What do you think gets people to accomplish things? hold this up. How many of you want this $10 bill? How many of you want it? Oh, someone takes and grabs it. Action. That's how we get things done. Planning, contemplating is nice, but those that take action, those that get themselves off of their own butt, get things accomplished. One of the things that derail us from getting things done is our weaknesses and obstacles. So what we're going to do as an exercise is fill out, just put on the top 3 weaknesses that are getting in the way of you accomplishing your goals. So we're going to take 6 minutes to write this down, and then I want you to pick a partner, and then we'll role play back and forth. But first and foremost, let's take 6 minutes, have you fill this out, what's really holding you back. Good. Now, as get in a partnership and turn face to face, and I want one of you for 3 minutes to explain what's getting in the way of you accomplishing what you want in life. Three minutes are over. Okay, next person. Your turn now for 3 minutes to explain what's getting in the way of you accomplishing what you want. And the other person is listening. You're in listening mode. You're not giving advice. You're not telling them how they need to overcome things. Remember, this is about self-discovery. My vlog now.
Okay.
That was funny, by the way, Peter, that you mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
Thing on my YouTube channel.
She was blowing up my phone, the email, and she was probably like, where is this dude? So I had to tell her I was on your YouTube channel, so.
Who, Carla?
Yeah.
Oh.
Was that because we were role playing, right?
Yeah, we were role playing, and I'm like, okay.
So one of the
she
things,
doesn't think I don't want to call her back.
Yeah, let me explain. So the corporate office has assigned us and the leadership team to role play a few things. So one was like company culture. How would I coach someone on the beginning part of Navigator, like a fact finder? Mm-hmm. And so I know that. So those are the first 2 assignments that came through. So I know that this is just a matter of time where they're going to ask me to send like me coaching on referral language, me coaching on whatever the topic might be, right? And so anytime that I'm now coaching with Peter, I'm just like, let me just record it. It's because I know they're going to ask for it, so I'm just building up a library of stuff. Plus, I'm a big believer that I'd rather it be not the first time that I've gone through something, so that way it comes across a little more polished. So before jumping in, one of the things that we want to talk about is the good and the new things that you tried to implement in the last month. So let me just remind you, since a month was
It's a long time.
just 4 weeks ago, is we talked about last month was we were doing the vision boards. So it was, and prior to that, it was about affirmations. So we listened to The Stranger's Secret. I sent you all that link. I hopefully you had an opportunity to listen to that. That's been one of the more powerful 30 minutes of the power of positive thinking. Really well portrayed. It does have a little bit of Christianity at the end of it, so take it and leave it with your own personal beliefs and ideas of faith and religion. What I like about it, though, is just the concept of that our mind is fertile like a field.
I'm sorry, you sent it to us after the affirmation ones?
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
I don't
I'll
think you
look
weren't
for
here
the
last time. You weren't here.
I'll make sure that you got
Oh,
it.
yeah, I didn't get
Okay.
that one.
So what the whole concept is just like if we have a plot of land, let's say it's good fertile land, right? Not like the desert in Arizona. But no matter what we plant in that, no matter what the seed is, and the example is you could do poison, you could do nightshade, you could do marijuana, you could do heroin, you could do corn. And if you cultivate it and you water it, the ground doesn't care what it's shooting up, what nutrients are coming out of it. It's going to grow whatever you've planted. And so what's interesting, though, in quote-unquote the real world, we sometimes forget that what we do leads to what we get. And so a lot of that really starts with our mind, and it's really, I find for a lot of people, it's not only your attitude, but it's your perspective. So, Cliff and I could be sitting down with someone, and the client's like really irate. And Cliff could be totally calm and just helping the person through and solve the need, or I could be totally offended. that this person would have this kind of attitude with me. We're both in the exact same situation, but yet he's looking for a solution and I'm looking really to be offended. Because I can walk away and I can tell Belinda about this situation, how this client, they're just really getting all over us and really rude. And now that becomes part of the conversation. That client, they walk away and they're done. Cliff's perspective is, let me try to see if I can find a solution for you. He walks away from that situation completely different than the way that I am. And I'm all hell-bent on, this is such a horrible situation. And so we walk away totally different. They say revenge is a slow death. Being offended is a slow death because that other person doesn't know they offended you, and yet you let this poison your soul. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that I walked away from last month is one of the things I was able to actually complete on my checklist that I had written down. I went through this book and I read it back in September and October, and then so I went through some of the principles. And a buddy of mine actually in Wisconsin was like, hey, we should really get like a study group going. And so that's when I decided, we should do that. And so then I launched it here. And so I basically made a list of all the goals that I wanted. And one of them I put out there was take the family to Utah. And so we did that in April. And so I was able to accomplish one of those things. And it wouldn't have gotten done had I not put it out there. Just like we don't go on trips if we never book the flight or we never look into it and how much it's going to cost. We don't buy that house if we never decide to start going and looking for houses. And that was good. And then the other thing though is I've neglected taking the time out to put my vision board out there and take that list from text to photo. And so that's something that I know that I need to work on, because I find that if it's not in front of me, I will forget it. There's too many distractions that we have in the day that kind of derail us. So just want to go around, and so not everybody has to share, but if you want to, just share with maybe what you gained from last month.
Well, start with me. Hold on.
Okay, let's do it.
Oh, I said don't start.
Oh, don't start with me.
Pass with me.
Okay. Record this because I think that'll be funny. Sorry. I'm just going to read this because I enjoy the phrasing of this. So what we are going to focus on, the next thing we need to do is to guarantee success, and motivation and our goals is to constantly have them in front of us. Most people are familiar with this when it comes to just college. They graduated college because they constantly were focused on that, right? They graduated high school. They made certain decisions not to get in trouble with the law because they wanted to go to college. When they got to college, they made certain decisions to study, at least to get C's to eventually graduate.
Get degrees.
They do. Usually, most courses won't pass you with a D. Just so you're aware. I tried that wrong. It was as if you didn't take the course. And so, and I'm sure a lot of us have been through goal exercises before, and we've been through different things on how to be successful. But let me ask it to the group. What do you think separates those that are winners, those that achieve stuff, and those that are losers, those that don't achieve things? What do you think is the biggest separator?
They don't doubt themselves.
So like a belief, a belief in themselves. What else? I'm gonna write some of these down. Yeah. Okay. So the desire.
Belief.
I'm gonna say also no doubt.
And they have to put the work into it as well.
Put the work in. Okay.
Work that plan. Create a plan.
I'm gonna say create as well.
Self-discipline.
Okay. I'm gonna say discipline. Just I don't have to write so much.
Vision.
Okay. That's not by. I just didn't want to go that far, so put it up here.
What else is no guidance? Like they don't have
Okay.
no accountability.
So I guess if it's those that are winning, it's
Then they have guidance
Yep.
and accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else that kind of comes to mind? Okay. So what the example here is, how many of you want this $10? How many of you would want this? Okay. How many of you want it? Who wants this? Who really wants this?
I do.
He wants to go and get it.
He wants a person who's going to grab it.
Action.
Yeah.
Cat still just sits there though.
Okay.
Action. Makes sense.
Yes. That's
I
why I
like
wanted it
that.
on video. Cliff almost got up, but then he
I knew
realized
what you
that
were getting at.
Melinda was kind of blocking him because she got up.
I didn't want it.
So he
It's too
gently.
low. I need another 0.
I like
They
that.
all add
I
up.
like that. So no, you can have that, Melinda. It's part of the example. So one of the unique things in this, when it comes to action, that's what today's it's really about.
What?
Whoa, that got really bright. Is the idea of not only is first and foremost, right? That you've heard the phrase, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. It's an old Chinese proverb. They didn't say it in English, by the way. I translated it for you. You're welcome. And the idea here is that each of us, if we want something in life, we have to go out and do something in order to earn that. And when it comes to all the best laid plans, one of the examples they use in the book is talks about two people. It was a boyfriend and girlfriend. They both graduated from college. She decided to put a resume together. He started applying to different places. By the second day, he actually had a job. She was still, a couple weeks later, still in the interview process because she took so long to write her resume. And then he went, and so he asked him, why did you didn't have a resume yet, you just applied. And he's like, I knew that once I got the interview, that I could show them the resume. And so it comes to the phrasing of ready, fire, aim. It's the idea that, hey, we're gonna get close, and then once I hit it, then now I can readjust. And oftentimes we might find ourselves so long in this planning process, we're afraid to make that first step. It would be very much like a child that's learning to walk that is so afraid of letting go of that edge that they actually don't learn to walk. There's a need for them to be able to fall, and there's that phrase of failing forward in life. So, with that in mind, of being able to take action, one of the big things for a lot of us is there's things that stop us from taking action. That's what I want to dig in a little bit right now is, what do you think holds us back?
Fear.
Fear of what, do you think?
Fear.
Okay. Why is that?
No one really wants to fail.
Change is difficult. To get out of our comfort zone.
Wow, this is fancy.
Hey there, everybody. Personal Development Friday, taking action. A lot of times people have great plans, they have great ambitions, they have great goals, but unless followed up with an amazing amount of action, those things will not get completed. So if you put out there for yourself wanting to get into good physical shape, maybe one that's not so round, then that means we need to eat less, we need to do more physically. When it comes to earning more money, what can you be doing? Can you sell things in your house? Can you get a side hustle? Can you work a third shift? Know how much sleep do you really need? How many more episodes of, Blacklist or Games of Thrones do you still need to be watching? Is there an opportunity for you to get more out of your life and then start taking those actions? Are there phone calls that you should be making? Are those emails that you should have sent out to be able to get something going? Do you want more than what is currently on your plate? And that's okay if you say yes to that. Let's follow that up with action. You and me both. Sherman's out. Hey there, these glasses are hysterical. So I got them from T-Mobile. Sometimes I'll put them on because when they're on, it's a little bit of an overcast day, but it's still bright. Versus when I put on these glasses, it gets much darker, so they're meant for a real bright sunny day. And these are totally wonky. I like to only spend like $10 or $15 on sunglasses because I have a tendency to lose them or break them. So after doing session 4, The Success Principles by Jack Canfield for our book club, where we talked about taking and sustaining action and internally looking at ourselves, what do we want? Are we using our affirmations? Are we visualizing what we ultimately want? And then what are some of the weaknesses that are getting in our way? then after that, sent out some emails, and then had an interview from 2 to 3, and then was cleaning up one of the cubicles, getting ready for new hire Brenda. She'll be starting on Monday. Excited about that. And then left around 3:50. I wanted to get out at 3 o'clock, but had some stuff to do in order to just get ready to head out the door. And then just was driving through traffic. So unfortunately there was an accident, so it took about an hour, 15 minutes or so to get home. And that's the nature of the beast. So hope you're all doing well. I thought I'd do this video so that way you can see the goofy sunglasses. Sherm's out. Hey there, Friday. Hope you're all doing well. Wanted to show you how silly these glasses are. Because I think some of those people they see the French cuff shirts, they see the 3-piece suits, they think, oh, this guy's like super, all put together. No, like I'm actually pretty casual. Like I have a few cufflinks. Well, actually I probably have 5 or 6, but I try not to buy any more cufflinks. All my clothes are from Joseph A. Banks. I don't really care for brands. I look for a good deal. And these sunglasses were given from T-Mobile, and I only like to spend $10 or $15 on sunglasses to keep it low. So I want to be able to make sure that I am giving you the authentic story, and you're not feeling like all things are rainbows and sunshine in my world, because that just isn't the case for anybody. If you think that it is for anyone, you probably just don't know them well enough. Sherm's out. Happy Friday, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of my life. Some of the stories. I hope you're doing well. I thought these were funny glasses to put on, and I hope you are happy, healthy, feeling confident, feeling a belief, a sense of hope in who you are and where you want to go in life, and despite the gaps, despite the flaws, feeling like you can triumphantly overcome all those things. So wish you all the best. Have a fabulous Friday. Sherm's out. All right, everybody. Hope you're having a great end of the day. It's Friday. Got home through traffic, and it's fam time. Hope you do well. Hope you have fun.
Stopping me from going where I'm supposed to go. I don't know, it's like every single time, bitch, you running through my mind. I be locked in, loaded. Nobody safe around me.